Okay, guys, my name is Kevin, and today I'm just going to teach you guys real quickly with my basic knowledge of Photoshop of how to make product photos with a completely white background and how to make it look a bit natural. Let me just preface by saying I have very low knowledge of Photoshop. I don't know how to do even the most basic things. So as you can see, I'm like clicking and don't know even what's going on. How do I get this to normal size? There you go, that's fine. So this is when I opened my first file. I like to kind of increase the whites a little bit. I think it just looks a bit better, cleaner, and gives you more brightness. So you open the image, and basically the first item that I will go for is the magnetic lasso tool. So it probably will be the lasso tool, but if you right click, you'll be able to access the magnetic lasso tool. And the reason I choose the magnetic lasso tool is if you have a simple, if you have something like a white background and there's a high contrast between white and brown, what you can do is it'll basically, capture just the edges for you, right? But there will be times where you can't use it. And just another quick tip, if you want to move your photo, because I'm getting closer to the edge now, I hold down space and then I can click and drag, and I can just end up back here, keep it going. Okay, so you guys saw that, right? So that's not very good. And whenever you make a mistake, you can just keep pressing delete, and then it'll delete. Okay, and then to also zoom in while you're doing this, I think you can hold down Control and press the plus button. I'm sure there must be like an easier shortcut, but who knows? So when as you can see, this gets messed up because there's like a kind of a faded or like a damaged, unstructured look there for the hat. So what I like to do is I back up to there and then I hold down Alt. When you hold down Alt and then press, it turns into just the lasso tool, so you can actually capture it a bit better. And then I'm just gonna go like that, and then yeah, and then once you think it's kind of done, you can let go of Alt, and then next time you press it, it brings it back to the magnetic lasso tool. See, so that one's messed up. I can back it up and try that again. Not bad. Maybe it'll listen to this one. Nope. Let's try that again. It's got to be cleaner than that. So try to get as close as you can because later on you'll be putting on shadows, and if you're putting on shadows, you want to make sure it's as close as possible. So here, I'm not actually really liking this. If you can see, it's actually not very straight. So when this happens, I just like to freehand it myself with my Alt. So let me just do this real quickly. Oh, that was not very good, but it's okay. See, because there's a bit of shadows here, it's a bit harder. So I'm just going to continue finish this until we're done with the shadows. How about that? There we go. Let's get past this one last one. And then I can press this one again. And then just follow along. Should be good now. Nice. So oops. All right, let's keep going. Try to stay close. And what you can do is if you hold down Control, if you hold down Caps Lock, you'll be able to see like the range. So if the lights or the contrasting colors are within that, then it'll usually capture it. So let's do this and get on with the other process. So here we go. Keep going. Okay. See if it captures it here. Not bad. Oops. So that one's not very good right there. You'll, you guys will get the hang of it once you practice a bit more. This is probably like my fourth product that I'm finally doing, so I'm in no way a expert, and my things are not always the cleanest, but it's good enough for now because you can usually cover it with a shadow. Really? 괜- 괜찮아. 이따
너 그 저기 담화를 아빠가 끼워놨어.
진짜? 오른쪽 거?
그
색깔이 달라? Okay. I, I can try it. It's okay. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry about that, guys. So once you do this, what I like to do is right click the selected part and then click layer via copy. Nice. And if you look to the right, you can see there's a layer right here and it just captured just the hat. And at this point, what I like to do is just like to right click up here, click new document, and I usually aim for 1250 because that's the size that Amazon wants, I think, or a bit around anything bigger than 1000 by 1000. So I come back here and then I actually just take this grabbing tool and I just drag and drop into this tab, and it's going to be really, really big. So once you click on one of these sides or for the adjustment, you can go up here and then just play around with this width and height. I think it's going to be like 40 and 40 probably. Okay, so you want it to fill up as much of the screen as possible. And as you can see, it's actually not very even. So what you can do is you can just hold anywhere outside of these borders and then kind of just tilt it until it's kind of even, I think. Somewhere there, maybe. Press. And I'm going to try changing this a bit to 45, 45. Yeah, looks not bad. Boom, boom. Okay, and once you've done that, now that doesn't look too bad, right? But that doesn't look too bad. But what you want to do is these edges, they're still not very clean. What you can do is you can zoom in and kind of adjust it. But what I like to do is actually, I just like to just click down here on the right with this FX button, press drop shadow, and then what you can do is just play around with this one a little bit. So until it looks a bit natural. So what I like to do, usually spread should be 0, like near 0, I think. And then just play around with this until I'm satisfied. I think that looks pretty okay. And the good thing is you can zoom in and clean this stuff up a bit too. So as you can see, the whiteness, not very good. So just grab an eraser tool. I think I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I picked such a big size. So just clean it up a bit. Let's see. What you would try to want to do is get rid of all this white. So I feel like I didn't do a very good job this time, but just showing you guys the basics. You guys will have to kind of learn how to do this as well, and you guys will definitely become way better at it than I am. Yeah, just clean it up as best as you can. And I'm just like freehanding it, I'm not caring much. But trust me, it won't look that bad. It's too much. Okay, so all right, so that's kind of the general idea of what I did there. And at this point, you can just save as if you're happy with it. But some other things you can do is there's some imperfections in this photo. So I'll try to show you guys what I mean. So when what I do is I'll zoom in. As you can see, there's these strands, like kind of loose strands. Okay, this is not the best way, but it's the simplest way that I've learned. So what I like to do is get this clone snap tool, and basically I just like to kind of copy it. Okay, probably want to pick somewhere else like this, and I just like to click through and then try to fill up with like, if you really care, you'll be able to see it. But as you can see, when I zoom out, you can't see those strands and you can barely tell, right? So I'll try to find more imperfections, such as, let's see. I think that's okay. Okay, I think there's like this little spot here. I'm not sure. It looks like a scratch maybe. So when that happens, I just kind of capture different spots. And whenever you want to do it, you just hold down Alt, pick somewhere else, and then it just stamps that. As you can see, like right here on the cross. And then zoom out, see if it looks good, see any other imperfections. If not, we're good. And then you can save this basically with as a JPEG or whatever form you'd like. And I'm just gonna pick JPEG for simplicity's sake and call this Brown Graphic Design Castro hat. Okay, and then okay, and there's that. So that's the simplest way I know how to do a product photo and give it a pure white background while also giving that shadow to give that more of a natural look. Yeah, and then you can, fix some things up. Actually, I'm gonna redo this part. As you can see, there's strands here that I forgot to take care of. So I'm just gonna take care of that right now. Okay, so see how it grabbed that stitch right here into here? So that's not good. So I'm just gonna stitch that up right here. Okay, same thing. Keep going. That was not very natural. You can just eyeball it usually, see if it's natural or not. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. All right. So, yeah, once again, guys, that's basically how I would go about doing product photos. If you guys have any other suggestions on what I can do to make it even look more professional, please feel free to comment down below. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button whenever you want to see, new videos that I release. Thank you. Bye.